Sacred geometry is the invisible architecture or design language that is manifest within all creation. The universe mirrors itself in the micro and the macrocosm. Our perceivable reality is reduced to a shadow of these higher planes. Ancient spiritual traditions were aware of these higher dimensions as an invisible vibrational matrix of energy which is the source of all manifestation. In modern physics, this would appear as a matrix of space and time. In ancient traditions, this invisible matrix was not seen as an abstraction but rather as a reality. For example, the concept of Shakti to Shiva's cosmic dance in Hinduism, ancient Egyptian knowledge of the Ankh and the vibrational patterns and the ability to harness its power. In fact, Plato's initiation school famously had the writing outside, "No one ignorant of geometry may enter." The first letter in the alphabet of sacred geometry, the point in the center of the circle. In the third dimension, this becomes the point in the center of the sphere, with dynamic movement within the center and its periphery. The circle and the sphere are considered primordial sacred patterns of creation. The sphere is considered to be the simplest and most perfect of forms. The point within the center of the sphere requires no dimension, yet embraces all dimension. Now, to directly extract from the profound acknowledgement of the center as a point that embraces all direction, there is a point on the Earth's surface that functions in the same manner. This is the site of the Holy Kaaba in Mecca. Identifying the center within sacred geometry is highly crucial in identifying the periphery. The vibration that emerges from the center carries the imprint of the original creation, the singularity, oneness. Physics will describe this in the form of the Big Bang, the singular point from which space and time emerged. In ancient spiritual traditions, the zero-dimension center, the spiritual point of origin, was known as a thought form in the mind of God for all creation. Thus, when the center can be identified as a fixed, stable point, one can begin mapping the geometric forms that emerge from the recognition of the center. Again, it's important to note that any point on the Earth's surface can be viewed as a center, since all points are equidistant from the core. However, in the case of identifying the Holy Kaaba as a center is not symbolical or theoretical. It is through active intention that Muslims all around the world face the direction of the Kaaba during prayer. There is no randomness in making this assertion. Any point within this mandala is not arbitrary, but rather an active point of connection. Now, just like the circle is a shadow of a sphere, in expanding higher planes, these patterns take the form of highly complex shapes. The torus shape is a highly dynamic form of the sphere. To form the torus, the sphere opens up from the top and bottom to create an open channel, taking the shape of a double vortex. The torus emerges in all forms of creation, from the galactic to the subatomic. The shape of a black hole, a portal which can link two different points in space and time, takes the same form. Once again, to reinstate that these geometrical information systems are not symbolic. For example, in the field of cymatics, you can directly translate waves into structure. Modern physics constantly requires the acknowledgement of higher planes for the math of quantum physics to work out, but refers to it as mathematical artifacts to advocate a materialistic view of the universe. There is wisdom in understanding the sacred geometry that becomes the vessel for connecting to higher realms. We need to switch our understanding of matter from being static to viewing them as highly dynamic vibrational fields of energy. Dr. Louis Turin conducted many experiments to identify the patterns and spectrums of energy. In one of his findings, he discovered a hidden energetic reason that 7 was considered a holy number.
He found that if he carefully drew a circular spiral from the outside to the inside with exactly 7 full clockwise turns, it would then emanate a powerful carrier wave energy that could broadcast energy from one location to another.
Muslims encircle the Kaaba 7 times to complete the rites of pilgrimage. This is performed in an anti-clockwise direction. Now, it is important to note that the direction of rotation is highly relative to the point of observation. For example, one cannot simply assert that the earth moves anti-clockwise. It only does so when observed from the northern hemisphere. Our bodies carry vital life energy, and we can easily perceive these higher planes. These vibrational patterns carry information. It is completely different to how we communicate. The primary energy axis of our body is our central column of energy, from the crown center to the base of the abdomen. In the exact center of this column runs the divine thread. The top and the bottom chakras create their own energy vortex. Activating the divine center within yourself creates a movement outwards like that of a radiant sun. The centers outside of our physical body in our subtle energy field can carry much more intensity. Thus, these are the true centers we must activate to fully perceive, create, and transmit back to thought form. When Muslims pray, they prostrate in the direction of the Holy Kaaba. Now, this can be done from any point on the earth's surface, and the release of the energy from the top of the crown chakra becomes aligned with the energy that resonates from the center. This is a highly energetic means of communication that one can easily visualize through the patterns of movement in a magnetic field. Now imagine perfectly aligning on the grid and releasing that energy into the center. In fact, this energy release would also take the shape of a torus field. The center is truly the gateway to all unified fields.